race here to win for Martin for Zeni wins the Mexican C-Prix. Chulo just a 10th behind. Gwetsley Boy wins the Lithuanian. Totsod wins the German C-Prix. Fabio wins the Turkish C-Prix. What an amazing
4-second lead is gonna cruise the Singapore.
Skip wins once more this season. Does win the Singapore C-Prix here.
Acclamation wins the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome to Challenger Virtual Season 7 Round 6, the Lithuanian C-Prix. Let's start off by taking a look at the current standings. We've got Guzman currently leading the Drivers' Championship with 58 points, 12 more than second placed Fabio, who has 46 points, just one more than his teammate Iceberg at NASA Luna. Gwetsley Boy in 4th for Hurricane, Stefano in 5th, then it is Lyra in 6th for Pounder, Mr. Sorrel 6 and 7th, Fast Juicer for Matessa currently in 8th in the Drivers, then Julo and Dumashna completes the top 10. The bottom 10 we have Ruski, Barlord, G4 Let4, Matimar, Ethan, Tixman the First, Charge AT, Frizeni, Arcaniac, and finally Nandi. All drivers have scored at least 10 points this season so far in the first 5 rounds, but is in fact Guzman in the lead with 58. Now going over to the constructors, it is Danube Flow currently in championship lead with 97 points and 1 race win. Right behind them are NASA Luna with 91 points and 2 race wins. NASA Luna have I believe 2 more tokens to spend compared to Danube Flow, so the ball's definitely in their court. Hurricane have dropped off quite a fair bit from these two teams, only 71 points, 20 behind NASA Luna. They do, however, have 2 more tokens to spend than NASA Luna, and therefore 4 more than Danube Flow, so they might find themselves a bit closer to the rest of the pack. Then we have Pounder, recently relegated and rebranded, running in 4th, and Matessa 4 points behind. Have had a bit of a roller coaster first half with some very good performances and some very awful performances. Russell British Racing currently in 6th, 1 point ahead of Coles Forza in 7th, 4 points ahead of Nuri in 8th, and it's currently the newly promoted teams Matimar Racing just 2 points behind and Sloth Racing 6 points behind, currently in the relegation spots, but it looks to be another quite close battle to stay up in Challenger Virtual, as well as a battle for 4th and a battle, of course, for promotion. That being said, let's get straight into the qualifying. Here we go, 3 minutes of qualifying ahead of us. Let's take a look at the tokens while qualifying is underway. We've got only a single 4 token spender here at the Palanga circuit, and that is Nandi for Nuri Racing. They are spending 4 tokens, 3 tokens from Dumashna of Coles Forza, Mr. 06 of Hurricane Racing, Frizeni of Sloth Racing, and Arcaniac of Matimar Racing, and then 2 tokens from Ethan of Pounder Racing, Barlord of Matessa, Stefano of Danube Flow, and Matimar of Matimar Racing. So Matimar Racing with a double token spend here at Palanga. Very interesting choice. But now across the line here, it is Arcaniac who sets it onto provisional pole of a time of 24.55. Amazing lap from him, and he is currently beating the 2 drivers ahead of him. Is Nandi, the 4 token spender, and it is Barlord spending only 2 tokens, looking for revenge after a disappointing performance in Vallelunga, only P6 with 3 tokens, but he is now improving up to 3rd for Zeni, beats him to 2nd. We've got a whole lot of token spends going on here today. Ethan currently in 11th. Julo tokenless P8 at the current moment. G4 tokenless P7. So those are some incredible qualifying performances there. And it is Nandi who sets on provisional pole at 24.03, followed by Freseni with 24.22 there after having tied Arcaniac for a 24.55. But would not be a surprise for Nandi to take the pole position here as we enter our final minute of qualifying. 24.63, 68, 45. Ethan up to third with 24.50. Nandi's holding pretty well to that 24.03, an amazing lap time from him. Across the line here, he will not improve on it, but Freseni will also not improve, just barely by 500 slower than his fastest lap. Freseni looking like the clear favourite for second fastest. In fact, he is actually rather catching Nandi at the current moment with his pace. So we'll have to see here. I think we will have one more lap of qualifying after this one. Nandi does not improve, neither does Freseni, neither does Bartlord or Arcaniac. This is the final chance. Or Matimar improves up to 7th. Final chance to improve on their qualifying lap. Nandi's going quite fine. Freseni going slow. Barlord is going pretty quickly here. Across the line, Nandi will not improve, and Bartlord goes up to third fastest, but it will be Nandi on pole. Let's see the full qualifying results in just a minute here. Here are the full qualifying results then. Let's put up the tokens and upgrades to give you more of an idea of what we're looking at. Nandi starts from pole position. Well, 24.03 lap time. From the front row will be Freseni. Freseni will be starting from the front row at time of 24.22. Barlord starts from third. Ethan from fourth. Great qualifying from the two token spenders. They'll have to watch out not to lose it in the actual race. Arcaniac starts from 5th, Stefano from 6th, Dumashna from 7th, Matimar from 8th, Mr. 06 with 3 starts only from 9th, G4 Let4 manages to make it on into the top 10, tokenless, great qualifying performance from him. It is in fact, 9 token spenders here today. So that's the 9 token spenders, then G4 Let4. Julo tied with him, but set the lap later, so he starts from 11th. The two Nasalunas looking good at this track. Tokenless starting 12th and 13th, followed by Risky, Chargy T, then Lyra, Fast Juicer, Guzzyman, Guetzley, and Tixman the first will be starting from last place. We've got 43 laps here ahead of us because of the very short lap time at the Palanga circuit, so let's get ready for the Lithuanian C-Prix. Here we go, 5 lights, and we start off, and we've got Nandi and Freseni starting on the softs. Nandi with a really slow start there, terribly slow. In fact, Freseni is into the lead. Bartlord struggling a bit on those mediums now, and Nandi is regaining his positions. Did not lose too much. Arcaniac, Ethan, Matimar behind us. Stefano had a really good start there. See Dumashna as well. Got a lot of soft runners near the top here. Bartlord spending some of that boost. Is currently up in third. Freseni has dropped to 4th, but still extremely close between all of these drivers. Is currently Julo in the final points position, fighting for that tokenless spot against G4 and Fabio, but they are on mediums and hards. Julo's on the softs. He'll be hoping to run away. Nandi is in a race lead. Bartlord seems to have lost this pack of Freseni, Arcaniac, and Nandi, as we've got Dumashna getting past him into 4th place. Then we have Ethan behind Stefano, Matimar, Mr. 06, and Julo further behind. But Dumashna currently here trying to catch this pack. He's on the softs, similar to all the drivers in front, apart from Arcaniac, our current race leader, who's doing an amazing job on those medium tires. Dumashna's really close to them now. It's Freseni currently with the fastest lap. Oh, hits the inside wall. That allows Dumashna to catch up relatively quickly. Ethan on the hards here and Stefano have had better exits than Bartlord, really putting the pressure on him now. But he retains 5th place for now. Hnadi has retaken the race lead. Arcaniac is here to fight for it once again. And he overtakes on the straight. On the hairpin, who will have a better exit is Arcaniac. And it is those two fighting for the race lead. Freseni and Dumashna fighting for the podium. And Ethan really forcing Bartlord there. Let Stefano get involved. Julo is up to 8th. Tokenless, amazing performance from him so far, as is Mr. 06 and Matimar just holding on to the points despite spending 2 or 3 tokens. 2 for Matimar, 3 for Mr. 06. Arcaniac and Nandi are the real fighters for the race lead, but Dumashna is driving very, very close behind them. Softs starting to wear now. Soon enough we will be entering the softs pit window, and Arcaniac is really showing what that turbo can do there. Always using it to strike back at Nandi and regain the race lead, but he is doing an amazing job on those medium tires. The 3 drivers behind them, well, now Nandi is in front of him, but they are all on soft tires, so Arcaniac is set to profit quite a bit, especially with the other harder tire compound running drivers battling with each other, Ethan and Stefano and Bartlord. And then we've got this pack here, Matimar, Julo, Mr. 06 and the G4, all fighting for the final points possessions. In fact, I think it looks like Lyra has got involved. Lyra into the pits actually, first driver in. Followed by Iceberg as well. Not a good launch for the NASA Lunas. They've dropped from their qualifying spots of 12th and 13th. Currently 16th and of course 20th because Iceberg has just pitted. Nandi is in. Arcaniac is still out. Freseni and Dumashna are both in. Mr. 06 seems to have separated himself because Matimar and Julo also have had to pit. It's Arcaniac in the race lead. Butterlord, Stefano and Ethan not too far behind. Ethan looking to deploy some boost to get past Butterlord here. That will definitely play into the hands of Arcaniac. Butterlord's mediums getting relatively worn now as the soft runners, the top 3 soft runners have all in fact pitted for another soft tires. Very interesting choice from them. Arcaniac's under just about a second ahead of Ethan. It's not really a huge gap, but it might be very important for once the medium runners enter the pits, as Arcaniac does now. Bartlord stays out for another lap with the hard tire runners, and he overtakes them for currently first position. We've got Freseni not too far behind Mr. 06 now. Then Nandi and Dumashna, but they really still have some time to gain here. It's a very heavily populated top 10, very close together. And as Bartlord finally enters the pits, he is already overtaken by Freseni, Nandi, and Dumashna, and Arcaniac just about beats him out. Arcaniac onto hards, Bartlord onto medium tires, exits down in 8th position. We'll have to see how the hard tire runners deal with their pits, as it's Stefano and Ethan still battling here, and that is costing them precious time. Stefano stays out, so does Ethan. Nandi's already caught up to them. He's past Ethan, and he's looking to get past Stefano to retake that race lead, to get Nuri Racing Team's first ever race win if he manages to win it here. So it's a very important race for Nuri, as that will also inevitably help them a lot in their fight to stay up in Challenger Virtual. Clouds coming soon. Stefano and Ethan still not into the pits. Mr. 06 also not into the pits. He's already down into 7th position. Barlord fighting Matimar is out on softs. Nandi still in the race lead. Stefano has run away from Ethan at the current moment as Dumashina gets past Ethan here. Arcaniac also looking to get past him, and he does so at the hairpin. Stefano's still out, but Ethan is finally into the pits and he's going onto medium tires, and he exits far behind Bartlord there. The art of the undercut, I think, is the key to this race. We're already into our 16th lap of the race, but it's been quite all over the place with the strategy, and I wonder how it will pan out. Stefano finally pits off the hard tires. He was holding on still to the podium places. Mr. 06 also pits. Stefano comes out behind Bartlord, behind Matimar, but he has come out ahead of Ethan, so that has worked out for him. Bartlord now up into 5th on those medium tires, as the drivers ahead are starting, their softs are starting to wear, except for Arcaniac, who has opted for the hard tires. Nandi is already into the pits for a second time. A lap after Stefano has pitted only for his first time, and so is Dumashina into the pits. Freseni, however, stays out for another lap. It's Arcaniac into the race lead. It's Freseni in second and Bartlord in third. It's sunny weather right now. We've not seen too many. Oh, light rain! Speak of the devil, and we got light rain coming in, and that will help the current podium runners as everyone is eventually going to gather into this pit lane. Arcaniac onto inters. Freseni opts for the wets. Bartlord for the inters. So does Nandi. Stefano's on the wets, but Dumashina's on the inters. Ethan on the wets. Mr. 06 on the inters. Matimar on to the wet weather tires. Julo is onto the inter tires, and we're gonna have clouds coming soon. And has anyone not pitted yet for dry tires? Well, looks like even those still in the pits have all opted for inters or wet. But it will be the inter-tire runners who will definitely profit out here. Nandi has gone past Bartlord for the inter-tire runners. And look at that, Freseni is already in off the wets, so is Ethan and Stefano, but the inter-tire runners will stay out just an extra lap, just because they can with those inter-tires. Freseni might be able to profit a lot here from this pitting onto dry weather tires. Arcaniac's into the pits now. Nandi as well, and so is Bartlord, and that has just reset the strategy completely. Freseni gets past Nandi and Bartlord. He's right on the back of Arcaniac. He's on the softs. Arcaniac's on the hards. Sunny weather coming soon. Nandi's opted for the softs and Bartlord for the hards. Stefano, one of the drivers probably most affected by that rain and that strategy reset, as he pitted shortly before the rain, but he has managed to stay up in 5th position. Dumashin in 6th, then it's Ethan in 7th, Mr. 06 in 8th, Matimar in 9th, Julo still holding on to tokenless points in 10th. Amazing job from him. It's for Zeni and Arcaniac currently out in the lead, but Nandi is doing everything that he can. Barlord going slow there, must have collided in that intersection. Sometimes it does occur, and that might cost him a lot of time. He's 5.5 seconds. Oh no, just 4 seconds behind now, apparently. Behind the podium runners. Nandi trying to lap Gwetsley here. Is he going quickly enough on those softs? He's got Freseni in his sights. Arcaniac seems to have gotten past Freseni. Good job to him. Not sure how he's managed that. Nandi now looking to lap Lyra on the outside. Doesn't have the traction afforded to him on the inside of this wide right-hander and for the chicane, and he's unable to lap Lyra. He loses some time to Arcaniac and Freseni ahead. Oh, hits the inside wall there on a hairpin. So Arcaniac still in the race lead on the hard tires, and that is massive stuff for him, because he's on the hard tires. He will profit a lot once Freseni and Nandi have to pit off the soft rubber. Barlord, in fact, gotten closer to Nandi than Nandi has to Freseni at this current moment. Seems to have just not been able to close down that gap. just as Freseni has been unable to get relatively close enough to Arcaniac to launch an attack there. Guziman going slow, not sure if Nandi as well, does not look like it, but yeah, that intersection might spell trouble here and there. Arcaniac and Freseni have gone past some lapped traffic. It's Freseni's time to strike, in my opinion, but his tires have now gotten worn enough to the point where it's a real issue to try and get the attack. Barlord closing down on Nandi at this current moment. The softs are really starting to wear. We will most likely see them into the pits soon. Freseni is into the pits now. Nandi stays out for an extra lap. Barlord right behind him. Dumashna also in the softs is staying out. Freseni will come out in 5th position at the current moment. Out onto another soft tires. I've not seen Freseni on another tire, on another dry tire compound other than the softs. Nandi has been overtaken by Bartlord, and Bartlord's teammate Fast Juicer there. He might be lapped, but he has helped him out, given him a solid there. Now Nandi and Dumashna into the pits. Freseni comes out in 3rd as a result. Nandi comes out in 5th, just behind Stefano. Whereas Dumashna down in 9th, he's come out. That is quite a ways away. It's Arcaniac and Bartlord in the top 2 here. Bartlord deploying the boost to try and close down that gap on Arcaniac. It's a really good performance considering he's got 2 tokens, a lot of the grid's got 3, Nandi's got 4. Nandi will definitely be disappointed. He doesn't look to be in a good position after that soft stint, whereas before he was running comfortably in the race lead. Nuri might be cursed to not win a race if this continues like this. It's 4 tokens after all, and it's not a terrible car either. But Arcaniac's got a really good gap to Bartlord here, as Freseni has caught up to Bartlord and is through into 2nd position on the soft tires. Great stuff there. Bartlord just deploying that boost, was trying to hold on to Freseni, but a mistake there, goes too wide, hits the wall, doesn't have enough boost to right himself, and he's lost Freseni now. Freseni meanwhile catching Arcaniac rather quickly as the hard tires are starting to wear down now. It's only 2 seconds behind. 1.3, 1.7. Let's see on this main straight, where will he be? G4 looks to have hit something there. Still about 1 to 2 seconds behind Arcaniac. Barlord's still behind Freseni about a second or so. And then Nandi 2 seconds behind. We've got 11 laps left to run. Nearly only 10 actually. And now we have 10 laps left to run of the race. Arcaniac's still out in the lead, but those hard tires, he's going to pit off of them soon. 10 laps to go. He's into the pits. Freseni's out into the race lead. Barlord still stays out. Nandi's already right behind him. It's a very risky move he's pulling off there. Arcaniac's onto mediums to finish off the race. He comes out in 4th position. That is how well his hard stint went. That he's already right behind Nandi despite having pitted several laps later. It's currently Dumashna in 5th. Matimar in 6th ahead of Stefano. Then Mr. 06, Ethan in 9th unfortunately, and Julo in 10th, but he's on very worn hard tires, and this tokenless points might be under threat. Barlord's finally into the pits. He comes out onto soft tires with 8 laps to go. That might be a difficult compound to take to the very end of the race, but it is possible. He comes out in 4th, just ahead of Dumashna. Freseni's in the race lead, but he will definitely have to pit one more time. Nandi, I think, will also be forced to pit one more time, as his teammate just comes out of the pits, slows him down, slumps himself down. He's currently in 11th, losing out on that tokenless point to Iceberg. So they've got to get some team orders going on in here, and Julo gets through. But yeah, for Zenny, surely into the pits. He's into the pits. Hernandy's still staying out. Arcaniac's on fresh mediums. Barlord has caught up to the back of Arcaniac here. Frazeni comes out behind Dumashna in 5th position. Unless he can pull off an amazing soft stint here, he is one of the least likely to get this race victory. Hernandy is still on those medium tires. They will not last until the end. He's hoping for some sort of a miracle, and it comes his way. Light rain incoming, right as Arcaniac's right behind him, and he's got to take the most of the situation. He goes onto the wets. Arcaniac's out onto the inters, so is Butterlord. Frazeni is onto the inters, but Dumashna is onto the wets. And this race has just gotten extremely spicy here. Dumash, Charge GT, what has happened to him? Thank God he's outside the top 10. Arcaniac, Hernandy's in the race lead, of course, on the wet weather tires. He's hoping for the rain to just continue to get worse and worse. Arcaniac's got Barlord right behind him. Dumash's not too far himself. Then it's for Senny. Then we got Mr. 06 up in 6th. Stefano in 7th. Ethan in 8th ahead of Matimar. But Iceberg is beating Julo now to that tokenless point by quite a bit. And we're gonna have heavy rain. It is brilliant news for Hernandy here. Brilliant news for Dumashna on the cusp of that podium. Butterlord on the inside of Arcaniac is through into 2nd position. And he is just 1.5 seconds from Hernandy. We've got only less than 4 laps remaining to be ran. Hernandy is out in a race lead. Can he do it? Can he get Nuri's first ever race win? It is Barlord with 2 tokens. He's right on the back of him on those inter tires. What is going on? Arcaniac close behind as well. Dumashna unable to get that gap going. But we've got less than 3 laps left to go. Hernandy boosts his way through to run away as much as he can. The wets surely have the advantage here, but Barlord is just arguing against it with his performance. However, Hernandy is running away. The lapped cars on the wets are getting past him. Arcaniac is through past Barlord on that main straight. Barlord's got the inside line, is back into 2nd. Hernandy is running away as they battle. Dumashna is just unable to catch up to them. Arcaniac through into 2nd again ahead of Barlord. Hernandy going slow. He must have had a collision on that intersection, but he's still out in the race lead here. Clouds coming soon. The enters are going to start to get better. Hernandy's using some of his boost. Arcaniac boosts his way all the way up to the back of Hernandy. Goes on the inside of that hairpin, but it's not enough. Barlord boosting his way past Arcaniac into 2nd. It's a freeway fight for the race win in the final lap. Barlord's on the inside of Hernandy here. Hernandy's just holding him behind. Guzzi Man also involved. Barlord is past Hernandy. Barlord wins the Lithuanian C-Prix on the final lap. Hernandy, another heartbreak for Nuri Racing, and finishes in 2nd. Arcaniac in 3rd. What a fight in those final laps. And incredible. In a grid full of 4 and 3 token spenders is Barlord with 2, who stands triumphant. Hernandy in 2nd. Still good points for Nuri to keep them in the division for next year, for next season. Arcaniac in 3rd. Dumashna finishing in 4th. Arcaniac is that in fact Matimar Racing's first podium in Challenger Virtual? It is their first podium in Challenger Virtual. And their first podium, of course, this season, as they just got promoted. Dumashna in 4th, Frazeni in 5th. He will definitely be disappointed. He was in that fight for the race win, but at the end the rain did kind of screw him over. Mr. 06 takes 6th, Stefano 7th. It's not very good points for the 2 teams currently challenging NASA Luna. 8th for Matimar, 9th for Ethan, and Iceberg takes that tokenless point in the end. Julo just missing out on it. It is Iceberg who takes it, but it is Barlord, and with the fastest lap of the race. What a performance, what a fight there at the end. Incredible stuff from all the three drivers fighting for that race win at the end there. It could have gone anyway. And Nandi there slowed down by the lapped car of, I believe it was Guzman there at the end. That was also extremely significant to the final result, I think. I believe it definitely did look like it. But now let's listen to the Philippines national anthem for Barlord, having won his first race in Challenger Virtual this season, and in fact Matessa's first race victory in Challenger Virtual this season. Here's the Philippines national anthem. And now for the constructors for Racing Auto Matessa, the Polish national anthem. That was round 6 of Challenger Virtual Palanga Circuit Lithuanian C-Prix. Hope you enjoyed. We will see you next week for the, let me check, the Turkish C-Prix at Intercity Istanbul Park. And that will be the final one before our 3-week break. So, see you then. Hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.